Hey folks, welcome back to another deep dive into the pages of history. Today we're talking about a tragic, yet significant part of our past. Famous people who met their untimely end due to gunshot wounds. Names like Mahatma Gandhi, Tupac Shakur, John Lennon, and Shinzo Abe probably come to mind. But there are many more, like Judith Barsi, a child star taken too soon, and politicians like Robert F. Kennedy, and even 4 U.S. presidents. These stories remind us how sudden and devastating violence can be, no matter the person's background. This is the story of famous people who passed away from gunshot wounds. There's a generation that can't hear the name Kurt Cobain without feeling the sting of lost potential. You see, Cobain wasn't just the frontman of Nirvana, he was the voice of a disillusioned youth, a beacon for those who felt like they didn't fit into the polished American dream of the 80s and early 90s. His death on April 5, 1994, was officially ruled as a suicide by gunshot, but to this day, some fans whisper about possible foul play. Regardless of the rumors, what's undeniable is the raw pain and authenticity Cobain brought to his music, a pain that tragically consumed him in the end. "It's better to burn out than to fade away," he once sang. Rest in peace, Kurt. Your light still shines.
Although I wasn't there.
Brandon Lee, the son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee, was on the cusp of stardom when his life was cut short in a freak accident on the set of The Crow in 1993. During the filming of a scene, a prop gun misfired, and Lee was struck by a real bullet. The eerie similarity to his father's untimely death deepened the tragedy. Brandon was just 28, and he had a whole career ahead of him, one that promised to merge his father's legacy with his own unique talent. In a world where the line between reality and fiction blurred, Brandon's life became a tale of what could have been. Rest in peace, Brandon. Your potential lives on in our memories. Imagine a world where John Lennon had lived past December 8, 1980. It's hard, isn't it? Lennon, a former Beatle, was more than just a musician. He was a symbol of peace, love, and the counterculture movement. Yet, it was on that fateful evening in New York City, when Mark David Chapman fired 5 shots, one of them silencing Lennon's voice forever. Lennon's death didn't just mark the loss of a music icon. It felt like the end of an era. A harsh reminder that even those who preach love can be victims of hate. All you need is love, he told us, and though he's gone, that message remains as powerful as ever. Rest in peace, John. You are missed. The world knows Mahatma Gandhi as the man who led India to independence through nonviolence, a concept almost unthinkable in today's aggressive political landscape. Yet, it was violence that took his life on January 30th, 1948. Nathuram Godse, a Hindu nationalist, shot Gandhi 3 times in the chest at point-blank range, believing Gandhi's calls for peace were too lenient on India's enemies. Gandhi's death was not just a loss for India, but for anyone who believes in the power of peaceful protest. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, he often said. Rest in peace, Bapu. Your vision for peace still inspires.
One thing, Percy Pringle, when next time you come back out here, you're gonna be in a full body cast, man.
Chris Von Erich was part of a legendary wrestling family, but their story is marked by tragedy as much as by triumph. Chris passed away on September 12, 1991, at just 21 years old, after struggling with the pressures of living up to his family's legacy. His death was a heartbreaking chapter in the Von Erich family's story, which saw multiple members pass away under tragic circumstances. In the ring, the Von Erich name stood for strength and resilience. Rest in peace, Chris. Your family's legacy endures.
Chris Von Erich! And once again, Chris Von Erich! Whoa, ducked underneath by the tornado, a couple of big rights, and another one!
Kerry Von Erich, known as the Texas Tornado in the wrestling world, was a hero to many fans during the 1980s. But behind the persona was a man struggling with personal demons and the immense pressure of living up to the Von Erich name. On February 18, 1993, Kerry's life ended in another tragedy for the Von Erich family. Just 2 years after his brother Chris's death, Kerry followed a similar path, leaving fans and loved ones heartbroken. Kerry's career was filled with incredible highs, but his life serves as a somber reminder of the toll that fame and family expectations can take. Rest in peace, Kerry. The tornado may be gone, but the storm you stirred in the ring won't be forgotten.
But
Surprise! Kerry got up and Lawler was busy parading to the crowd. Kerry got up like nothing happened.
Sam Cooke was more than just a smooth voice. He was a pioneer in the music industry, blending gospel, soul, and pop into something uniquely American. But his life came to a shocking end on December 11, 1964, when he was shot at a motel in Los Angeles under controversial circumstances. Cooke was just 33 years old, but his impact on music was already immense. Hits like "A Change Is Gonna Come" and "You Send Me" still resonate today, capturing the hopes and struggles of a generation. Rest in peace, Sam. Your voice still sings to our souls.
To go round, 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 round. Swing it, fellas. I love to go round.
Maurizio Gucci, the former head of the iconic Gucci fashion house, met a tragic end on March 27, 1995. He was shot dead on the steps of his office in Milan in a murder that rocked the fashion world. The mastermind behind the crime? His ex-wife, Patrizia Reggiani, who was later convicted of arranging the hit. The story of Gucci's life and death is one of wealth, power, betrayal, and the dark side of love. While his life was marked by luxury and scandal, Gucci's influence on the fashion world is undeniable. Rest in peace, Maurizio. Your name remains synonymous with style.
Mother, my father, sisters, my brother, they were intended to familiarize.
George Jackson was more than just an author. He was a symbol of the Black Power movement, a voice for those incarcerated and oppressed. Jackson's life was cut short on August 21, 1971, when he was shot during an alleged escape attempt at San Quentin State Prison. His book, Soledad Brother, had already made him a figurehead in the fight against systemic racism and injustice. Jackson's death was controversial.
I've killed nobody until, it's been proven, and they'll never be able to prove it.
Pat Tillman walked away from a promising NFL career to serve his country after the attacks on September 11, 2001. It's a decision that few would make, but Tillman was a man driven by conviction. Tragically, on April 22, 2004, while serving in Afghanistan, Tillman was killed by friendly fire, a truth that was initially covered up by the military. Tillman's story isn't just about a hero's death. It's about the complexities and harsh realities of war, even for those who are prepared to sacrifice everything. Rest in peace, Pat. Your courage remains unmatched.
Look how fired up Pat Tillman is. That'll put some life into that defense.
Selena Quintanilla Perez was more than just a Tejano music star. She was a cultural icon who crossed over into the mainstream, bringing Latin music to a wider audience. But on March 31, 1995, Selena's life was tragically cut short when she was shot by Yolanda Saldivar, the president of her fan club. Selena was only 23, with a career that was just beginning to soar. Rest in peace, Selena. Your legacy lives on.
Is open to us now, and our eagerness to share its meaning is not governed by the efforts of others.
November 22, 1963, a date that will forever be etched in the American psyche. President John F. Kennedy, the symbol of a new, youthful era in American politics, was assassinated while riding in an open car in Dallas, Texas. Lee Harvey Oswald was accused of firing the fatal shots, though conspiracy theories have swirled ever since. Kennedy's death marked the end of what many saw as a period of innocence and optimism. He had called for a man on the moon, a fight against poverty, and an end to racial injustice. Rest in peace, Mr. President.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do.
Marvin Gaye's voice could melt hearts. His soulful crooning captured the essence of love, pain, and social injustice. But behind that velvet voice was a man struggling with personal demons. On April 1, 1984, Gaye's life ended in a tragedy that seemed almost too painful to believe. He was shot by his own father during a domestic dispute. It was a devastating end to a life that had given us so much beauty. Gaye's music remains timeless, an indelible part of American culture. "Ain't no mountain high enough," he sang, and though he's gone, his spirit continues to climb. Rest in peace, Marvin. Your music is forever.
Come on, ooh, let's get it.
Alright, that's a wrap on today's video, folks. If you found this journey through history as eye-opening as I did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you're helping me continue to create more content that dives deep into the legacies of celebrities and the impact they've left behind, always with respect and care. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts or any topics you'd love to see covered next. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.